About one important short question in the examination, that is the derivatives of first pharyngeal arch. So there are lot many derivatives of this first pharyngeal arch. Let me start with the diagram. So I am just trying to draw this first pharyngeal arch. In this first pharyngeal arch, you will also see other structures, that is a cartilage in the central region with muscles which are seen around this cartilage, and also there are also important structures called as the nerves. So there is one nerve here, and again another nerve, and also there is another nerve which is coming to the muscles. And also there is one artery here which is called as the artery of the pharyngeal arch. Okay, now let me describe about this part. So this pharyngeal arch has got many parts. So one is in red color, one is in black color. Now I am shading the third part. You can see this third part being shaded. Okay, now let me just label this diagram. The first pharyngeal arch. This is nothing but the ectoderm, the endoderm, and you can see this is nothing but the nerves of the first pharyngeal arch, and you can see in between here this is nothing but the pharyngeal cartilage, and here you can see the muscles, that is the, I'll just write it as muscles of this first pharyngeal arch, and also you can see this one, this is nothing but the artery of the first pharyngeal arch. And now this green colored shaded part is nothing but the mesenchyme of the first pharyngeal arch. So in this first pharyngeal arch you will be seeing the endoderm, ectoderm, nerves, the pharyngeal cartilage, and also the muscles with the mesenchyme and then artery of the first pharyngeal arch. So coming to the first thing, that is the pharyngeal cartilage. So if I have to draw this pharyngeal cartilage here, I will use the purple color here. I am just drawing the cartilage here. So I will just make it bold so that it will be visible for you. You can draw the same way in the examinations also. This pharyngeal cartilage which is derived from the first pharyngeal arch is nothing but called as the Meckel's cartilage. This Meckel's cartilage will have an ventral end. Okay, I'm just writing here ventral end, or the anterior end, and a dorsal end, or the posterior end. So it has got ventral end and the dorsal end. So this dorsal end, basically it gives rise to the parts of the ear. You can write it as parts of the ear. So what are the parts of the ear like which comes from the dorsal end, that is especially from the cartilage? So this Meckel's cartilage is an important 2 marks question, commonly asked. So now let me describe about this Meckel's cartilage. So this Meckel's cartilage has got, as I told you, it has got an ventral end and the dorsal end. So I am writing few points here. Coming to the dorsal end, this dorsal end of the Meckel's cartilage gives rise to 2 bones called as the malleus plus incus. At the same time, the ventral end will degenerate with the development of mandible. So this ventral end will degenerate with the development of the mandible, while the dorsal end forms 2 important bones called as the malleus and incus. Now coming to the another structure, that is, this is the ventral part, this is the dorsal part. So there is a covering layer here over this ventral part of this Meckel's cartilage. So third important point is the ventral part of the perichondrial sheath of this Meckel's cartilage this medial cartilage, it forms two important ligaments. Those important ligaments is one important ligament is nothing but the anterior ligament of malleus, and the second one is nothing but the sphenomandibular ligament. These are the two ligaments which are formed from the ventral part of the perichondral sheath of this part. Now coming to this, I just told you about the cartilage which is derived from this first pharyngeal arch, called as the Meckel's cartilage. It has got a ventral end, dorsal end, all these things have been told, right? Now let us see the bones which are coming from this first arch. So basically the first arch is called as the mandibular arch. So this mandibular arch has got two swellings, okay, two swellings. That is nothing but the one is called as the maxillary process and second one is the mandibular process. Both of these things develop from the mesenchymal. Okay, so the maxillary process lies cranially and the mandibular process lies caudally. This maxillary process will give rise to few bones, that is the maxilla. First one is the maxillary bone, then the zygomatic bone, then part of vomer bone, and also the squamous part of the tympanic bone, temporal bones. While the mandibular process gives only one bone, that is the mandible. These are all the bones which are derived from the first pharyngeal arch. Coming to the muscles which are derived from the first pharyngeal arch, you can see the muscles here in brown color, right? The muscles are nothing but the muscles of mastication, which you will see which are attached to this mandible. Then the anterior belly of digastric muscle. Then the mylohyoid muscle. Okay, and also along with this, there are few other muscles called as tensor veli palatini and tensor tympani. These are all the muscles which are derived from this first pharyngeal arch. Coming to the nerves, if you take the nerves which are derived from the pharyngeal arch, first pharyngeal arch, you can see 1, 2, 3. So there will be two types of nerves called as the post-traumatic nerves and the pre-traumatic nerves. The first pharyngeal arch is the only arch which will have both the post-traumatic and the pre-traumatic nerves, while all other arches will have only the post-traumatic branches. So coming to the post-traumatic branches. So the post-traumatic nerves are nothing but the maxillary nerve and the mandibular nerve, while the pre-traumatic branches are nothing but cauda tympani nerve, which comes from the second pharyngeal arch, okay, and goes to the first pharyngeal arch. Thank you.